Hello everyone, and welcome to your weather forecast video for your Friday evening as we talk about your Saturday weather forecast, as well as take a look at some of the upcoming storms that's going to affect the United States as we move through our weekend here. And let's first talk about the first storm that's up for discussion, and that's going to be this guy that's going to be across the west coast tomorrow. We have another Pacific storm that's going to spread heavy rain up and down the state of California and heavy snow through the Sierra Nevada. Once again, thunderstorms are going to be possible with this storm as well, as this storm has a little bit of cold air that's working into it that's going to lead to some instability along the coastal sections there. So water spouts are going to be possible along the California coastline there. So watch for the potential for some tornado watches and warnings to be posted along the California coastline. So something to be mindful of tomorrow. We're going to be seeing that snow across the Rockies as well, some heavy snow down here in southern Utah, and we also could see a little bit of snow and rain mix up here through the Cascade Mountain Range. On the East Coast, things are going to be fairly quiet. We might see a few areas of some light snow across the Appalachian Mountain Range and in the Adirondacks up there in upstate New York. So near the Buffalo area, some lake effect snow is going to be possible for your day on Saturday, but we should see fairly minor accumulations with that snow event, and some heavy snow is going to be possible way up there in Maine and into Newfoundland, so we could see some heavy snow out that way as well as we make up a little bit of snow deficit out there, especially across the state of Maine. Here we are as we take a look at the Pacific Basin, and we're going to be dealing with that atmospheric river again, and it's going to spread that rain across the state of California. And I kind of want to show you the origin of these storms. As you can see, the next storm coming on shore right there. That's going to be our next storm that we're going to be seeing this weekend, and it's going to work its way into the southern Rockies by Sunday. But look at this storm. Look at that atmospheric river. Extends all the way into the South Pacific. This is near Australia and the islands down there across the South Pacific and Indonesia. So we see that moisture plume. It goes north of Hawaii and extends all the way into the eastern Pacific. And when those storms form up, you're going to be seeing those big wet storms that's going to be bringing all that heavy rainfall. So we know that the source for that rainfall is coming from the tropical Pacific. So again, a lot more stormy weather to come, but an end is in sight. At least a brief end in sight. We're going to take a look at that in just a moment. Now here's the snowfall expectation across the Sierra Nevada through Sunday, where we can see as much as 40 inches of snow, especially up there near Mount Shasta and Lassen Volcanic National Park. So Northern California, we can see that potential for 40 inches. We're going to see about 20 to 30 inches right here along the main spine of the Sierra Nevada mountain range through the weekend. And then here's that rainfall. We're going to be seeing rainfall amounts in the 5 to 10 inch rain here across Northern California, Central California, those coastal ranges as well. And in Southern California, we're going to pick up a couple of inches of rainfall this weekend as well. And there again, that heavy precipitation in the Sierra Nevada. So as we pick up that snow, we're seeing that rainfall. This is what it equivalates to. That snow equivalates about 10 inches of rain here through portions of the Sierra Nevada. So we're seeing that heavy rainfall for yet another weekend across the state of California. Now let's take a look at kind of what we're going to be seeing as we head toward the middle to towards the end of the month of January. This is taking us to about the 24th of January, and that's what we're seeing. You're going to see a big ridge of high pressure move in just after we move through our Tuesday storm. So once we get past Tuesday, you're going to see that big ridge of high pressure and how this storm is going up into the Gulf of Alaska and going into the Northwest Territories of Canada. But I'm going to step over here so you can see what happens when we get toward the 24th. You see that storm right there? Another storm starts to develop. So we're going to get a break after the Tuesday storm. Then we're going to we won't see another storm in California until about the 24th or so when this guy develops. But this won't be the same type of storm, because this storm is going to come down out of the Gulf of Alaska and into Southern California. So that is a look at what the near future holds as far as this weather pattern. So we will see a bit of a change of weather pattern where high pressure kind of builds in across the north and eastern Pacific. So that's going to block some of those storms and send them north into Alaska and into northern Canada before that downsloping creates another low pressure center right there at the base of Southern California that's going to eventually move out into the southern plains. And that could lead to the potential of a significant storm across the Midwest and into the Great Lakes as we move into the latter half of the month of January. So that heavy snow potential could continue across Minnesota and Wisconsin, which is two other places across the Midwest that is not seeing a snow deficit. We've seen an increase in the amount of snow, even though we've only had a couple of storms, but we had a couple of nice producing storms. So we're not being plagued by Alberta clippers this winter. Again, here we are to take a look at what's going across the Northeast this weekend. I'm going to stand over here now so you can see what's going on this map. And if we take a look at the Northeast this weekend, we're going to see some snow here across portions of Maine and Vermont and New Hampshire here and into portions of northeastern Canada. So we got Newfoundland right here and New Brunswick. So we're going to be seeing, that's where we're going to pick up a few inches of snow. We can pick up about 15 inches of snow into portions of Canada right here. And we're going to be seeing about 8 to 10 inches in portions of Maine. And we might even pick up a few inches of snow across the Massachusetts area. Boston might actually pick up a couple of inches of snow. So as we get into Sunday, we could see 2 to 3 inches of snow down here across portions of New England and into Boston. Now, this map is going to take a look at the storm that's going to be working its way on out. But here comes the next storm. Now, this is that weekend storm that we're seeing this weekend. Once it moves across the Southern Rockies, it's going to be moving into the Midwest and into the Great Lakes. There is that storm. This is called a Colorado low because it's going to emerge out of the Southern Rockies near the border of Colorado and New Mexico. So that low is going to come across and travel northeast toward the Great Lakes. We're going to see it head towards Missouri, Illinois, Iowa, and Wisconsin, the low pressure center. But to the northeast there, to the northwest of the low, we're going to be seeing that snow. And that snow could affect Minnesota and into Wisconsin as we see it coming down. See that snow band there? It's going to come across into Minnesota and northern Wisconsin. So a few inches of measurable snow as we head into the new work week at the end of the weekend. So that's something we're going to keep an eye on and let you guys know how that is going to progress if you're living in Minnesota or Wisconsin or even into Michigan. Now, this storm is going to be warmer, so we're going to see that snow line right about in here. So it's going to kind of dissect through Wisconsin. So southern Wisconsin might actually see rainfall initially, but it will convert and eventually change over to snow toward the end of the event. So that here is a look at the North American continent as a whole here, and you can see how this pattern is evolving. And this is, we're taking a look at it through the end of the month, the 29th or so. We see how we have clear conditions across the net, but look at this big storm right here. And this is going to be about the 24th when this big storm develops there. So we can see the potential for a significant winter storm across the Midwest. This one could actually bring snow to Iowa with Illinois and Indiana and Ohio. So we have the potential of seeing finally a significant winter storm across the Great Lakes and the Midwest. So my name name is Mr. G. That is your late weather forecast today, and look at what we might be seeing across the country, across through this weekend. So I will see you guys all in the next video. Be safe out there. Bye-bye.